Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about ThanksKilling 3. Um, and first things first here, I'm going to give you all my overall thoughts of the movie. Uh, to be honest with you all, I really did not like this movie at all. Um, this one was hard to get through. And if you all have seen my review for the first ThanksKilling movie, I'm a fan of that. I think it's funny. I think there's some good kills. I like the first ThanksKilling. This movie, if people are unaware, it's kind of confusing. You know, ThanksKilling 3 is there's no ThanksKilling 2 in existence in reality. Like in this movie, ThanksKilling 2 exists, but yeah, in reality, there's no ThanksKilling 2. This is the second ThanksKilling film, so yeah, it's a little confusing, but yeah, I really did not like this movie at all. Um, it was, yeah, it was not good in my opinion. So, now that I've given you all my overall thoughts, I'm going to get into a very quick plot summary here. So, like I mentioned, ThanksKilling 2 does exist in this movie. Um, and basically, in you know, the universe of this movie, ThanksKilling 2 it was like regarded as the worst movie ever, so it got shelved. It never got released, and every copy was destroyed. There's one copy left. The evil turkey from the first movie, he's trying to get his hands on the last copy of ThanksKilling 2, which this group of individuals randomly acquired. They found it in a dumpster. So the main character is this puppet named Yomi, and then there's a couple like actual people that they're these two gentlemen. They're trying to start this theme park. I think it's called like Thanksgiving Land or something like that. And then there's like a space worm and this robot guy. That's the cast of main characters. So yeah, they randomly acquire ThanksKilling 2. So the evil turkey is basically pursuing them throughout the whole movie, picking them off, killing them, and trying to get this last copy of ThanksKilling 2. So that is the basic plot summary for you all. Um, Moving into some random stuff and the actual review here. Like I said, I'm a fan of the first ThanksKilling movie, but here's one thing that I want to say. So the first ThanksKilling movie, the comedy in that, it's silly, it's goofy, it's over the top. This movie had that silly, goofy comedy, but it was so dumb. Like it was, I don't know, it was fun in the first movie, but they went over the top with just the like, this is like bottom of the barrel, lowbrow humor. I like some lowbrow humor. I like some silly humor, but this was just dumb. Like it was just it. There were like okay, there was a lot of fun lines in the first movie. There was a lot of fun situations. This movie, it was just like raunchy jokes that were just like stupid. It was like a joke that's, you know, like you would come up with when you're like 12 years old. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know who the target demographic for this movie was, because, you know, the first one, I'm pretty sure was rated R. It was a slasher movie. It's pretty much for adults or older teens. This, you know, I looked it up. It says it's not rated, but if you watch the movie, you know, it would be an R rating. So it's like this like silly kid humor you like some like, like I said, like 12-year-old humor, but it's supposed to be like a movie for adults. You have like the gore, and you do have like a lot of raunchy adult jokes, but and then you got all the puppets going on. Like there's some kind of like adult puppet movies that work, like Team America World Police. That movie is really good, but I don't know, like I just wasn't into the whole puppet thing. I was like, it would have been fine if they did like some stuff with puppets, because in the first movie the turkey is technically a puppet, but it was like the main character is a puppet, like, and then you got the space worm, you got this rapping grandma puppet. It was just, I wasn't into all the puppets, man. Maybe that's just me, I don't know, but yeah, the comedy in this was not on point. And another thing that I really didn't like is, okay, the first movie, it's a straight up slasher movie. This movie I feel like was not really a slasher. I don't really remember any of the kills. None of the kills were really memorable. And I don't know what genre this movie was. I don't know how you would categorize it. There was just so much going on. You had all these random characters, all these random puppets. You had these like these weird subplots where these guys are trying to make this like Thanksgiving theme park, and then they're like, the movie just like jumps around, like they're going to all these weird, they're not like dimensions, like, but they go to like all these weird realms, I guess. It's just, like, what the heck is this movie supposed to be? And I don't, okay, here's the deal. I understand, the people who made this, it's hard making sequels. I get it, If, it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you make a carbon copy of the first movie, people will hate on it. If you make a sequel that's too out there and different, people will hate on it. And, as a, if you're like a creative person or an artist or whatever, you don't want to make the same thing twice. It's like, how is that fun? You want to do something fresh and new, but this is like totally out there. It feels nothing like the first movie, and you're supposed to be making it for fans of the first movie, like for slasher fans, horror fans. It's not a slasher movie. It has barely anything to do with the first movie. I don't get it, because this was like a crowd-funded movie, so it's like you're getting the money from the fans to make it. Like, why not make it more geared towards their interests? It's like they liked the first one. You don't have to make it exactly like the first one. They could change it up a little bit, but this was just, it felt absolutely nothing like the first movie. And the evil turkey, I feel like he was barely in it. You were just following this group of randoms, this group of like weird puppets. Like, what the heck is going on here? What am I watching? This, like I said earlier, this was hard to get through. I had to watch it in like 4 separate. I couldn't watch this in one sitting. It was long too. It was like an hour and 40 minutes. Like, that's way too long for this type of movie, in my opinion. This thing just dragged. This was very hard to get through. This was a difficult movie to finish. Yeah, in terms of that point, I pretty much said everything. As far as all the negatives, that's pretty much everything I wanted to say about the negatives. I actually do have some positives. They were like little brief moments in the movie that were positive, but there were a couple parts of the movie that I liked. So the opening scene, I liked. It kind of paid homage to the opening in the first one. It's the same actress, and she's topless and she's in space. I like that opening. I like the whole concept of ThanksKilling 2 taking place in space, because that's kind of like a running joke in the horror community. There's like all these, you got like Jason X, Jason went to space. You got Leprechaun 4, Hellraiser 4, where like, Leprechaun and Pinhead, they went to space, Jason went to space. You have it's like a running joke, like, oh, when your franchise goes to space, it's like, it's over, like you've run out of ideas. Like, that's like bottom of the barrel stuff. That's like the general consensus, I actually like I like Jason X, and Leprechaun 4. I actually I do like. Um, it's not like my favorite. I'm not huge on the Leprechaun franchise, but Leprechaun 4 is pretty fun. Um, Hellraiser 4, I've watched like 3 times, but I've never even been able to finish the last 20 minutes because the last couple times, like last times I watched it, I thought it was boring. Maybe I was just tired though, but I don't know. Maybe if I rewatch Hellraiser 4, I'll like it, but the Hellraiser movies are hit or miss. Some of them are like really boring, but yeah, I like some of those space movies, but that is like it is funny that they kind of played on that joke of like, oh, our franchise is going into space. We've run out of ideas. We're just some bottom of the barrel horror franchise. Let's just go to space. I thought that was a funny concept and a funny joke. Let me see. Oh yeah. Another thing that I liked was this. Okay, so like the evil turkey comes through and he kills this one guy who is supposed to be the security guard for Thanksgiving Land, and it's a gory kill. You see like his body is just completely mutilated. You just see all his insides. Like the aftermath is crazy, and then the turkey, he's saying all these like funny one-liners and little puns after, and I was like, at that point I was like, yes, like is it gonna get back to kind of feeling like the first ThanksKilling? But it never, that was like the only instance of that. It never really got back to that, but I like just that quick little sequence because it felt like the first movie and it was fun. It was like, oh, the turkey's actually killing people. There's good gore. There's funny one-liners. I'm like, that's what I want in this franchise. But yeah, that was just like a one-off thing. It never got back to that, but I did like that. And there's like an Evil Dead reference that I liked. So it's like like the Evil Dead movies. Ash, she's always like in the workshop making some stuff, making like his chainsaw arm, whatever. They kind of did like an homage to that, where the turkey, he's making this chainsaw, and then instead of saying groovy, he's like gravy. So I like that. I mean, I like some of the Evil Dead movies. I really like Army of Darkness. That movie slaps. But yeah, I like the little Evil Dead reference. I liked, like I said, the Evil Dead reference, the little space reference. I like the references to other horror stuff. So that was cool. And then I liked a couple of the there's this like rapping grandma puppet. I think I mentioned that already. I liked a few of her lines. A few of her lines were pretty funny, but like it was like 80% of everything that she said was not funny and just stupid, and then like 20% of everything she said was funny. So I thought some of her lines were funny, so I thought I would mention that. I don't want to like totally rip on this movie, but yeah, I did really not like this at all. But yeah, that's pretty much all that I have to say about the movie. And now that I said everything that I want to say, I'm gonna get into my recommendation. I would absolutely not recommend this movie at all. Like even if you have some like morbid curiosity, like I wonder how bad it is. It's not like an entertaining bad. It's like this movie is hard to get through. It's just, in my opinion, this movie is a complete waste of time. I would not recommend anyone to watch it. So yeah, just stick to the first one. Watch. There's other Thanksgiving horror movies. Watch, Blood Rage or something. Watch whatever. Don't watch ThanksKilling 3. This didn't even have that much of a Thanksgiving feel, anyways. It did take place during Thanksgiving time, and there was some Thanksgiving stuff, but it didn't feel like the first one, because the first one really had that Thanksgiving feel. This one really did not. But yeah, that is pretty much all I have to say about ThanksKilling 3. Thank you all very much for watching, and peace out.